Oh man, in this video I'm going to share with you which altcoins I think are lagging behind the others, which are still undervalued. Bitcoin here bouncing up 2% here today, trying to reclaim that $100,000 mark. Can we get back above $100,000? What will that mean for altcoins? Which ones am I buying? More importantly, we're going to break that down and a lot more. If you actively want to trade with me, check out the link in the description to BITUNIX. Links in the description. That's a no KYC exchange. If you're struggling in a certain region, check that out. Links in the description. Get yourself signed up and get some awesome bonuses as well. Nice candlestick here, right, to stem the bleeding on Bitcoin. But it's just the start. We need to pump. We need to start our attack through 100,000 and start working our way back to previous all-time highs to keep the momentum. Now, over the last 24 hours, you've had a few notable figures come out in support of Bitcoin. Charles Hodgkinson, for example, the founder of Cardano, said the following. He was also one of the early co-founders of Ethereum with Vitalik. To give you a sense of how big the upcoming bull market is for crypto, we just absorbed a downturn that was larger than the collapse of Luna or FTX and have already nearly recovered. 710 billion in losses and 740,000 traders liquidated in 24 hours. 2025 is crypto's year. Now, for anybody who knows, Charles Hodgkinson tends to be one of these more pragmatic people. Rarely does he talk about the price or the market, but here you got him tweeting this out. I think, we could sense a lot of frustration over the last few days in the market. I even tweeted to the same extent as well. And he's starting to see people jump out. I mean, you had Eric Trump coming out and saying, feels like a great time to enter BTC, and he tags his World Liberty Fire as well. So we're starting to see a lot of bull posting around Bitcoin, and we're seeing the price start to rally as well. That being said, one of the key drivers we're seeing in the market right now is liquidity. And this is something I've spoken about ever since the downturn from 109,000. When you start to downturn, right, you can imagine the scenario when Bitcoin's at 109,000, there's a lot of people with their stop losses around here, longing this asset class upwards to the upside. So all the liquidity, all the liquidations happen below. Now the opposite is true, right? Everybody is shorting and they got their stop losses up here and they're shorting the Bitcoin price down. They want it to go down from its highs. So all the liquidity sits above, and you're seeing exactly that here on this chart. Lots of liquidity sitting above that 100,000 level. And guess who loves that precious liquidity? The market makers, the exchanges, who sees the stop losses of these shorts, and they make a decision. Is there more liquidity to hunt below, or is there more to hunt above? And you can see here on the shorter time frame, more is to be grabbed here at 100,000 than there is to be grabbed below. And it's not far away, right? 100,000 is not far away. Market makers may want to go wick, grab it, and then maybe it wants to come further down. That's something we have to analyze. Now, if I jump out to a longer time frame, just to get some more data in the chart, you can see exactly what's happening. There's a lot of liquidity around the 88 to 90,000 level. This is very important support. A lot of people were longing from this level, right? Naturally. Equally, we saw that little liquidity at 100,000. There's a bunch of liquidity at the previous all-time high of that 109,000 level. So we've got to see the calculus. The real big levels of liquidity, again, looking for these darker colored lines, would come all the way down at 60,000. I don't see that move playing out just yet. There's no evidence to suggest a big pullback down to 60. It's much more kind of realistic for market makers to grab easy liquidity here, wait for it to build up above again, grab that, wait for more to build up below, grab that, and just keep playing this game, right? That's how the market makers make their fees. That's how they liquidate you. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here in the charts. Now, what I wanted to spend this video doing is break down which altcoins I feel are undervalued, because I feel like when you look at this market, people overreact, right? They sit here, they look at the charts, and it's quite easy to just kind of feel a certain way based on emotions. But the best investors can separate that emotion from facts. And I think that's what we're going to aim to do right here in this short video. If you appreciate that, smash up the likes. You got to subscribe. We need to get to 20,000 subs, guys. Only you guys can make that happen. So please take a second, hit the subscribe button, and let me drop the alpha for you guys. So jump on over to CoinMarketCap, do this along with me. Click on columns, get yourself the following. Get the 1 hour, get the 24 hour, 7 day, 30 day, 60 day, 90 days. Put them together, press apply changes. Go ahead and do yourself that favor of doing that. And what happens is you get this nice little grid. And I'm going to show you why this grid is important, because it's going to help me put things into perspective, and it's going to help me zoom out. So if we take these, here over the longer term, 90 days, which is only 3 months, guys, right? 3 months. You're looking at like kind of November time, just after the election. Since the election, Bitcoin is up 30%. So regardless of how the market is feeling right now, and you and I can feel right now, we are 30% up over the 90 days here on Bitcoin. What is your reason to complain? Right? Now, I know. I'm in the market with you every single day. We're waiting for Trump. We're waiting for the Bitcoin strategic reserve. We want a load of things to happen. We want Bitcoin to go up to 250K. Okay. I get all of that. I get the fact you want an altcoin season. We're going to get into that, right? But the reality is, look at the facts. You're up 30%, right? So the people who are crying are these guys here. Those who bought less than 60 days ago. Less than 2 months ago, people who were buying, chasing the candle tops. Those are the ones who are suffering, right? Those are the ones, and they're not losing badly, right? Those who bought over the last 60 days, they're pretty much flat as far as crypto goes, right? 60 days ago, you're pretty much flat. You probably bought at the peaks around 100,000, and we're sitting here around 100,000 as well. You know, it's your fault for buying the peaks, but even then, what have you got to complain about? If we fall 30% from here down to 70,000, and then you're whining for buying the peak, I understand it, but it's still your fault for buying the peak. What are you complaining about now? So it's important to put that into context. XRP is up 345%. No XRP holders should be complaining here, and I don't hear them, which is good. Dogecoin is up 30%. Cardano is up 73% over 90 days. Tron is up 43% over 90 days. 50% on Chainlink, 50% on Sui. XLM is up 230%, 380% on HBAR. And I'm going through the top projects here to remind you that altcoins are moving. Sometimes we fall into this narrative of they're not moving. Either you're taking advantage of it or you're not, right? Simple. The people who are in pain right now are those who are top loading altcoins, who are buying altcoins when Bitcoin's at all-time high, hoping to join the next leg. Those who were DCAing in the bear market, those who were buying Bitcoin as they should have been when we were making content every single day, when Bitcoin's at 15,500 and all the altcoins were hugely retraced from all-time highs, you're doing fine. The ones who are whining, who end up taking the voice of crypto, are those who are shilling, who are top running, who are trying to break, buy at the all-time highs. Of course you're going to feel it. Now, I'm going to caveat all of this. Of course, we've not had the explosive altcoin season which we want just yet. I understand that. I'm not saying that we have had that. I still think that's to come, right? You can see here, we're sitting here at 1.2 trillion in total too, which is everything excluding Bitcoin. We are significantly now away from peaks, right? We're about 40% away from the amounts we've seen in previous cycles. Because if you go back in the previous cycle, you had 1.7 trillion. We're now sitting at 1.2. So we're quite far off. And even when we got close to all-time high, we never broke through and did this thing here, right? Which is what Bitcoin managed to do. Bitcoin broke higher than its all-time high. Now it's fallen back down to previous levels. Okay, so we've not had our explosive bull market yet. I understand that. But the message I'm sharing with you is that certain altcoins are up. BGB token, 440%. Hyperliquid, 700%. Right? On Mantra, 300%. Ondo, 90%, almost 100% on Ondo. Aave, up 43% over 90 days. Trump coin, of course, 200%. 70% on Mantle. Coins are moving. Now to find the ones which aren't moving. Right? We're going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to switch this 90-day up and show you the maximum ones. Look at these. Some of these things have gone crazy. Look at these maximum moves of the last 90 days. Just 3 months, guys. Where in the traditional markets are you getting returns like this? Where are you getting 2,000% on Onyx coin? Where are you getting 700% in 3 months on Hyperliquid? Where are you getting these returns? You're not. So we've got to keep these things into perspective and understand that we have had moves. I mean, even Algorand up 133%. Okay, now hit that button again. Hit that button again, and now we're going to see which coins are lagging, which ones have done badly over 90 days. This is where we're going to find our opportunities. Now, just because a coin is down doesn't mean it's an opportunity. It still has to be a good project. So if it's a good project, which you've been monitoring for a while, you know you like it, and it's down over the last 90 days when many coins were doing well, this can present a good risk to return in terms of adding a bag at these levels. So we're looking at Sonic Phantom, down 43%. I've done plenty of videos on Sonic. I've done a video on whether I think it will survive. Go watch it. I'm going to link it up here. That's beyond the scope of this video. It's got its own separate video. Go watch that. But down 43% compared to other projects which we've seen up 100%, 200%, 300%. Arweave down 42%. Good project. Say down 42%. Again, one I'm DCAing into. Say down 42% and 65% over the last 2 months is insane. 30 days in the last 30 days, down 49% on Say. right? Crazy. That's what I want to be adding. I want to be adding on that. Keep going down. Celestia down 41%. Again, most of that happening in the last 30 days. Stacks down 41%. Maker down 38%. Aptos, which many have vouched for Aptos, down 37%. These are where you need to be finding your opportunities, guys. These are the ones that are lagging the market, which are not moving. Do this little exercise. Go through the list. See if there's any projects. Optimism, a layer 2 on Ethereum, down 30%. Tau, BitTensor, down 26%. Not down as bad as others, but still, it's a pullback, right? It's a pullback. It's now sitting at 3 billion in market cap. Near Protocol, when this will start to run, it will run as well. Down 20% over the last 90 days and 43% down in just the last 30 days. Jupiter, one of the biggest dexes, the biggest dex on Solana. We've seen a lot of activity going through Solana, down 20% in the last 90 days. Toncoin, the Telegram coin, down 20% in the last 20 days. Casper, down 19%. Arbitrum, down 17-18%. So you can quickly see how you find your opportunities, right? The ones who are getting wrecked are the ones who are buying these ones. These ones are overextended, right? These, when Bitcoin pull back, will be due a big pullback, right? These are the ones where you want to start looking for opportunities. Things that have got absolutely hammered. If you're in the meme space, Whiff, down 66%. I know Pepe's fallen quite a lot as well. Here's Pepe, down 8%. Okay, not as bad over the last 90 days, but if you look at the 30 days, down 50%. So it gained it, and then it just gave it all back again, threw it all back up again. Avalanche, down 6% over the last 90 days, but over the last 30 days, down 40%. So you're getting a really good opportunity. Let me just show you this example on a chart, just to give you the example of Avalanche. Let's see if I can find Avalanche. There we go. Okay, so what I want to illustrate to you is the following. If we go back to November, right, you had this big spike up, and then it's just given it all back up down again, right? So you have this opportunity where if you miss the rally in November, these 5 weekly candles to the downside, many altcoins have just thrown it back up again. So you're kind of buying back at the pre-election level, which is pretty crazy. Because what's happening is the market is overreacting. If you watch my video yesterday, you will understand that I broke down why certain things around Trump could be disappointing. And some of the comments in the bottom of the video were like, yeah, but you were pro-Trump. And I replied to one of the comments. I think I tweeted it out. I'll put it in the Telegram link in the description. I broke down the following. I said, guys, we need to be able to have nuanced conversations. Is Trump better than Biden or Kamala for crypto? Absolutely. Right? He's better. And I'm trying to keep this away from politics, but for our investment purposes, for crypto, yes, Trump is, critically better than Biden and Kamala. Did Trump use some political games? Of course he did. He stood on stage saying we're going to get a Bitcoin strategic reserve as a day one priority, and we don't have one yet. He's managed to talk about ceasefires. He's managed to do his tariffs on Mexico and Canada. And he's managed to do much bigger things than just announcing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. But he's put it into a holding pattern. Again, go watch my video yesterday to get my full rant on the whole Trump situation. But you need to have nuance. It doesn't mean he's not good for crypto. He still put whatever her name is, Hester, in charge of the digital assets. He's got David Sachs as the czar of crypto. We're in a much better place. We've got rid of Gary Gensler. He's freed Ross. We're in a better place for crypto than it had Trump not been in power. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you've got to understand that political leaders do not overall care for crypto. Right? Protect yourself. Don't put these guys on pedestal. They're better. Trump is better than Biden and Kamala, of course, for crypto. But you need to understand that we can't put these guys on pedestal. That was the point of that video. Make sure you go get caught up if you didn't watch it. So what you're seeing is markets have kind of just been annoyed. They're like, oh, we had so much hope for Trump. We ran up the price. We had so much hope. He's going to do so much for our bags. Uh-oh, he's not doing it yet. And the market's got frustrated and done back down. So we're basically where we are on many of these coins. We're back where we were. Now, some coins are still up, right? If we look at something like here, DOT is still slightly up from when the pump started, about 20% differential. If you look at something like Chainlink, from the November period, Chainlink is actually up 80%. So it hasn't thrown all of it up. It's thrown up enough of it, right? You're still down from the peaks of 37%, but it's still quite significant up. Take a look at Polygon. Polygon's back to where it was in November. Take a look at Cardano. It did all right. It benefited, right? So you're seeing that certain coins are benefiting, right? They've net done better since the election, despite throwing some of it up. This is a great example. Cardano's still up 123%, despite throwing up about, there you go, 44% of it. So you need to find the ones that have thrown up like this, like Avalanche, all the way back down to their November pricing. Because if you believe in those projects, plus they've fallen all the way back down, like Aptos, fallen all the way back down to November levels. You can see it very clearly here. Those are the ones that I would say you ladder into. Again, not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to trade actively, check out BITUNIX, links in the description if you appreciate this type of content. Smash up likes. Do not forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what are you adding to right now? When there's blood in the streets, when there's red candlesticks, painful red weekly candlesticks like this is when I will urge you that there is work to be done. When the market is green and frothy and doing all this kind of stuff, you guys will know. I'll come on video on my daily update and I'll say, guys, I'm not doing anything. There's nothing to do. When the market's fearful, time for me to pull up my sleeves. When the market is greedy, that's when I'm either taking profits or doing nothing. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.